Hi everyone, Christina here. Welcome to another card video at my YouTube channel and blog. Today is day 5, the final day of Art Impressions Week, and I'm going to be using one of their Girlfriends stamp sets. This is a line of stamps that they've had for quite some time, and a lot of people actually collect these Girlfriend stamps. So this is the Sunny Shades set, and I'm starting out by picking out the watercolor paper I'm going to use. I'm using some Fabriano Artistico extra white cold pressed watercolor paper. So I'm taking the really large image and I'm removing the paper backing, and then I'll discard the paper. And now this will stick to an acrylic block, or in my case, a MISTI stamp positioning tool. I'm positioning that on my watercolor paper. I'll pick it up with the door of the MISTI, and then I realized I needed to remove my mat, kind of like mouse pad mat that's inside my MISTI, so that it could accommodate the thicker cling stamp that I'm using. So I'm using some VersaFine Onyx Black ink for the stamped image, and I'll just go ahead and stamp that down. I'm using my MISTI tool specifically because I want to make sure that I can restamp this image multiple times without any issues. This paper is some textured watercolor paper, so you're not going to get a good impression the first time round, or usually you won't. So it's best to kind of anticipate that you'll need to stamp it multiple times. So using a MISTI stamp positioning tool is an excellent way to do that. I'm taping this down to a hard board here so that I can watercolor without any fear of extra warping of the paper. And I'm using some Mission Gold paints from Magello. I'm actually only going to be using 5 different colors for this particular area on the card. I'm going to use all sepia to color the images of the women, and then I'll use some colorful different shades for their sunglasses. So I'm going to turn on some music because there's quite a bit of painting, and I hope you guys enjoy. I'll catch up when I'm finished. So you saw me paint that birthday cake as well. I just stamped that on an additional piece of watercolor paper and then colored that. That's going to go on the inside of the card. So I removed my painting from the hardboard and I trimmed it down so that it's a finished size of 4 1/4 wide by 5 1/2 tall. And now I'm creating the card base out of some Neenah Desert Storm cardstock. This is the 100-pound version. And I scored that at 5 1/2 to create a top folding card. Now using some Tombow Extreme adhesive on the back of that large watercolor piece, And I'm going to adhere this directly onto the front of the card. It's going to cover the entire front of this card here. So the interior will be that kind of craft color, and I thought it kind of went well with the sepia tones that I painted all of the women. And I love how the colorful sunglasses really stand out with the rest of that scene being all one color. So I'm using a circle die from Lawn Fawn, just the same circle dies I've had on my desk all week. And I just cut out that piece so that I can put it on the inside of the card. So the only thing that's really left on this card is to put the greeting, which makes the birthday cake and then the sunglasses make a little bit more sense. So I'm going to take some black cardstock. This is actually some black onyx cardstock from Gina K Designs, and I'm prepping that with an anti-static powder tool. And then I'm going to be stamping the greeting in some Versamark ink. And I'm going to swing this over and just press that down onto the cardstock, and then I'll be able to do some white embossing over the top. The embossing powder I'm using is Alabaster from Brutus Monroe, and I'll just tap off the excess and then heat that with my heat tool until it's smooth and melted. I trimmed out that greeting with some scissors and put some foam adhesive on the back, and then adhered that to the front of the card. So the greeting says, "Happy birthday, you're going to need these." That's what makes it make a little bit more sense, because you're going to need your sunglasses for all those candles that are on your cake. So that completes Art Impressions Week. I hope you guys enjoyed all 5 card videos. If you would like to see some kind of more mini-series like this with other companies, let me know down in the comments. Tell me if you like it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys very soon in another card video.